Hey, hello everyone, Bruno here, and today we are going to talk about local models. There are a couple of new ways to run local models. You probably know me, I like to run model with Olama locally, but we have two new options which are very interesting. So let's start, let's go for it. First of all, let's take a look at the AI Toolkit. The AI Toolkit is an amazing extension for Visual Studio Code. There is a lot of stuff that we can do with the AI Toolkit, but I really like a couple of things that we have here, which is basically it allows us to download models, mostly in Onyx format, and then run them locally. And if you have a computer that have an NPU, I promise a video on this, you can take advantage of those NPU power that you have there and run the model. So here in example, I have the extension, it's loaded here. You can take a look. I have the AI toolkit, and we have tons of stuff. I would rather, if you are new to the AI toolkit, free extension for Visual Studio Code, you can download and more, and then you can start to play around with models. First of all, I will suggest to everyone to give a try to models in GitHub. If you have a GitHub account, you can use GitHub models for free, and you can see here that you have, I don't know, DeepSeek, OpenAI O1, and more, so you can use them. But also you have the chance to run model locally. I went to hosted Onyx, and I have a set of models, and you can take a look here. I already have Mistral, and I already have Onyx. I already have DeepSeek, sorry. And they are running locally in an URL, which is very similar to the way that we work with Olama. So if you want to use this, if we want to give this a try, let's take a look at the code that we need to do this. It's a very simple piece of code where we are going to, I have two samples that you can take a look later in the repository, but you can use Microsoft.Extensions.AI or Semantic Kernel, and literally we have the URL here, localhost, ports v1. We have the model, big name for the model. In order to get the model, what I did is I opened the model, and when I have the model, it's going to take some time to load the model. I go for view code. It's going to generate Python code, but here you can take a look at, okay, this is the name of the model that you need to use. And somewhere here in the top, you also have the URL. So if you want to get those two very important pieces of info to use in your C# code, that's it. And everything else is as we used to do this. We are going to use OpenAI. We are going to create API credential, a client options, where we are going to define the URL. And then we have one of the standard samples that we use is analyze the sentiment of these pieces of code and give me thumbs up or thumbs down for the sentiment. This is all running here. Let's take a look. You should see if you have here, you have the option running. You can start and stop the server. So let's give this a try and let's run the sample. There it is. So I need to figure out whatever. So it's going to do everything. Let's take a look at, we got here the output. I should probably go to the option and enable more tokens for this, but it's working locally. It's kind of fine, it's kind of nice. And if I can even go here and take a look at the GPU, it's using the model with GPU. So super cool, super amazing. And if we want to give this a try to the other model, let's open Mistral. View code, and let's copy the name of the model. Let's change here our super long DeepSeek R1 more for the Mistral, and let's run this one. Again, GPU is starting to work. We really like to have this. This is a big model, by the way. This is going to take some time. There it is. So I have the response here. So the first one is positive, negative, neutral, and more. Hey, it works. It got really nice. And if you want to take a look at the C#, the semantic kernel code, it's very similar, but instead of doing running sample, just a question, this is a while true eternal chat where you can ask and interact with the model. So AI toolkit, super nice. The second option that I really like is we have the chance to run and host model in Docker, which is kind of nice because it will help us to automate a full set of process deployments and more. So I will leave the link to the whole documentation here, but you want to take a look here. This is how you can take a model status, load the model, download the model, run a model, pull a model, and more. And with that, what you are going to have is something like this. I have Docker here, and I download one of the DeepSeek R1 version that we have here. So I can go here and interact with the model. But this is not what we want to do. What I want to do is I want to use the model hosted by Docker, literally, to start to play around. So in order to do this, I run these 4 commands. And let's take a look at this. The first command is to pull the model. So I need to first download the model. So there is a model catalog somewhere in the Docker documentation where you can see the models. I give it a try with this one because kind of nice. Then you need to run the model if you want. That one allows you to run and test the model in the console if you want. Then, and this is important, there are 2 ways that you can use this. I like to use TCP. So I run this command where it sets Docker desktop model runner, and I enable the port 12434. This will allow me to have a very short URL when I use this with the code. But if we switch to see how this works, let's switch here from AI Toolkit to Microsoft Extensions, extension for AI chat. This is what we are going to have. We are going to have, again, a very simple URL, localhost, the port that we just defined, /engine/llama/cpp/v1. I know it's time to talk with our friends from Docker so they can have a nicer URL locally, but everything else is the same. And hey, it kind of works, and it kind of works nice. So, okay, we saw the simple chat. Let's take a look at the semantic kernel sample. Now, let's give it a look at this one. And this program, it's basically the same. It's going to use the local host with the port from Docker. And what we have here is we are going to create the builder, the kernel, then OpenAI chat completion with the URL, the model, and the fake API key. And then what I just mentioned, if we need more tokens, let's do short tokens here, 50 token only. We can even define this. So it's going to, as I said, it's going to ask a question. And then when we have the question, it's going to get for an answer. So let's run this, put it here, and let's do something. Hey, so we have here the answer the questions and more. And it's kind of nice because it's a reasoning model. So we have a long stuff here, but it's super, super easy to use. So Microsoft Extension for AI Semantic Kernel cover. And if you want to take a look at this, you can take a look at this in the Generative AI for Beginners course, where here in the lesson 3, we have an announcement here. I leave the links for the toolkits and the Docker runner. And here in the full set of samples, we have AI Toolkit chat, AI Toolkit Microsoft Extension, and somewhere here is Docker chat and Docker chat with Semantic Kernel and Microsoft Extension for AI. So if you want to take a look, this is the place to take a look at the code. This is literally the code that we just ran here. So I hope you like it. It's a nice alternative to Olama. As usual, I appreciate likes, subscribes, and more. Let me know if you want me to do an NPU review because I have it in my to-do list, but I never have time. But if people want me, okay, let's do an NPU review or something, happy to do one. And see you next one. Goodbye.